Welcome to Above Replacement Radio. I am your host, Chris Giolito. You know what Christy Mathewson wasn't worried about? SIERA. When you're thinking about Pedro Ciriaco, I mean, the only one that can compete is maybe Hannes Wagner's 1908 season. Over there on the other side of the screen is Daniel Kern.
Like, if we just clip together every time we've talked about him on other people's profiles, we've done a Mickey Cochran episode.
I can't get past Rabbit Marinville. It's not necessarily Hall of Fame. It's not necessarily above average, but we can guarantee you we are better than just the standard replacement level college sophomore.
Welcome to Above Replacement Radio. I'm your host, Chris Giolito. I will not be asking Daniel how he's doing on this episode, as he has been kicked off after his inexcusable comments. For those unaware, he was on the Phillies broadcast in the last week, an alternate broadcast, and he thought the commercial break was still going, and I'll just say it straight up. He said Derek Jeter is one of the best defensive shortstops of all time, and I couldn't continue as a podcast with him after something like that. He apologized on air. Nick Castellanos hit a home run during it. But yeah, that's why he's not beside me. Now, just kidding. No, he's not beside me because the episode, what we planned to be episode 190, didn't work out how we thought it would. Just a matter of time and place. All it was the townhouse we live in, of eight people. We all went to Cape Cod at one of our friends' summer houses, and we were all there, so we were all hanging out, and we did one portion of the episode, which is our players to highlight, and our previews of the weekend ahead on our own, because we're just going to do that on our own, and we figured maybe we'd have our friend Nico Fasella on. Just that day and the day after that, we were kind of packed with activities to do, and I don't know, it just wouldn't have fit right in the trip. So we just didn't record the regular portion of the episode where we talk about, latest topics and things like that. So it's just players to highlight today. So what we're gonna do here is make it a half episode. We're gonna put our players to highlight out there, and this was recorded on Friday. It's coming out a few days later, so some of the references are a little dated, but the how about that players they still had very good seasons overall, and the slightly alarmings, I don't think they made their starts yet, or their latest starts yet. So I think all the stats are kind of the same there. So yeah, that's what it's gonna be. Our next episode will be a full one, probably coming out on Tuesday, so look out for that. And yeah, we hope you enjoy this one. Yeah, the intro is not very serious. For Daniel's sake, I will say he's never thought that at least not in the past decade. He hasn't thought that Derek Jeter is one of the greatest defensive shortstops of all time. I should clarify that for Daniel's sake, and also he's definitely on the show. Yeah, for sure. Thought I'd spice things up a little bit, but yeah, we hope you enjoy our little half episode of players to highlight. So yeah, that'll do it. And that'll take us to our Friday, June 24, 2022 edition of Daniel. What do you have for us today?
So I went reliever diving today, as apparently did you, Chris.
Yeah.
And I looked at Joe Mantiply of the Arizona Diamondbacks.
Not the same one.
Not the same guy. Perfect. So Joe Mantiply of the Arizona Diamondbacks, in 26 2/3 innings pitched this year, he currently ranks second among relievers in ERA with an 0.34. He's only behind Ryan Helsley, who's at 0.33, so it's literally a single point off. He also has the fourth best FIP at a 1.52, and he leads the majors in walks per nine at 0.34. He has the same ERA and walks per nine, one earned run, one walk in 26 2/3 innings pitched. That's basically almost a full game. Or it's 3 full games, rather. It's almost 3 full games with 1 walk and 1 earned run. That's impressive. Since 1871, so first of all, I went into plus stats for this because this is definitely a plus stats moment. If you don't know what plus stats are, it takes Fangraphs has a feature where it takes every single statistic and it matches everyone's metrics with where they rank in accordance to league standards. So, it varies from year to year, but currently Joe Mantiply has a walk rate per 9 plus of 10, which is amazing. Since 1871, that ranks third among the 8,311 qualifying reliever seasons. The only ones better are 1872 Harry Wright and 1884 Charlie Bastian, which, by the way, 1884 Charlie Bastian only threw 6 innings, so I'm not counting that one.
Yeah.
I don't care. Congrats, he walked nobody over 6 innings in 1884. He also has a 26 strikeout to walk ratio. That is a strikeout to walk ratio plus of 995. Only Dennis Eckersley's 1989 and 1990 seasons rank above that since 1871. Which obviously, strikeout to walk ratio can change in just one walk, because if he walks the next batter, that just bumps it down to 13, which is a pretty steep drop-off. But you know what? It's there now, so I'm going to talk about it now. Between 2021 and 22, his ground ball rate has gone up from 47.1% to 59.2%, and his line drive rate has gone down from 28.9% to 19.7%. He is the 12th highest increase in ground ball rate and the 9th lowest decrease in line drive rate. This is something that I found interesting as well. So his fastball velocity, he's only thrown 4 four-seam fastballs, but his fastball velocity is in the 12th percentile. His primary pitch is his sinker, but that has a similar velocity, so it's also pretty slow by league standards. However, his curveball velocity is significantly above average. On Savant when it's there's that bell curve and there's the line where the league average is. Yeah. The line is right at the bottom of the bell curve, so on the curveball. So that's where his curveball velocity is at. And you know what? His curveball has a 46% whiff rate. That is the second highest on any curveball in the league. And also, despite having less than 1 strikeout per inning, his strikeouts per 9 is just barely below 9. He is 99th percentile chase rate. And that has a lot to do with that curveball. He's putting it in the right place. He's getting the whiffs on it. It's not his primary pitch, but he's throwing it a lot more this year. And it's been paying dividends. That is Joe Mantiply.
Well done. Joe Mantiply. Yeah, and 99th percentile chase rate is good no matter what your strikeout rate is, because he's getting guys to swing at the wrong pitches.
And he's also not throwing balls.
So I went reliever diving as well. We talked about before the show that we both went reliever diving, and we thought we were going to choose the same guy. I think your guy was a little more obscure than mine. My player how about that is Jorge Lopez.
Yep.
He's been referenced a few times before just because he's had a magnificent increase in velocity, but also he's just been doing better in general. The velocity helps with that for sure. So he has allowed 3 earned runs in 35 innings pitched for a .77 ERA. He also has a 2.36 FIP and a 2.36 expected ERA. If you look at his Baseball Savant page, everything pretty much matches up. He's really just brought it this year, and everywhere on Baseball Savant, he's excelling. Lots of red circles for sure. As I'm pulling up the page now, he is in the 91st percentile average exit velocity, 98th percentile hard hit percentage, 95th percentile expected WOBA, 95th percentile expected ERA, correlates, 95th percentile expected batting average, 98th percentile expected slugging, 97th percentile barrel rate, and 97th percentile fastball velocity. His strikeout rate has gone from 20.2% last year to 26.5% this year. His average exit velocity has gone from 89.7 miles per hour, which is kind of above average, down to 86.1 miles per hour, which is well below league average. His hard hit rate has gone from 43.5% to 25.9%. And his 17.6% decrease is the biggest decrease out of 233 qualifiers in the year-to-year changes. Also, his barrel rate has gone from 9.3% to 2.4%. His average launch angle currently is 0.2 degrees as well. And out of 422 pitchers with 50-plus batted balls against them this year, his average launch angle is the 7th lowest. Also among these pitchers, his 63.5% ground ball rate is the 4th highest. His line drive rate is 15.3%, which is the 17th lowest among these pitchers, these 422 pitchers. And part of his success and part of what's made him such an elite ground ball pitcher this year is his increase in sinker usage. His sinker has been used 15 points. His sinker usage has increased 15.7 percentage points from 2021 to 2022, and along with that, his sinker has increased in average velocity by 2.4 miles per hour, 95.3 miles per hour to 97.7 miles per hour. Out of 233 qualifiers, his increase in fastball velocity is 4th highest. So, yeah, Jorge Lopez, he's really stepped it up this year. He's a reliever for the Orioles. Good shot. He's out on the trade market this year. So, watch out for that. If you're a fan of a competing team that needs some bullpen help, you might be looking for Jorge Lopez, as he's having an absolute career year, and it looks to a degree sustainable, as he has a 2.36 FIP and a 2.36 expected ERA. So Jorge Lopez is getting a
How many years does he have left?
That's a good question.
Because I remember him. I mean, I don't remember him before last year because the Orioles were using him as a starter, and he's obviously found his correct role as a reliever. But it's a shame the Orioles are in the AL East this year because they are 32-39 right now. They have the same record as the Seattle Mariners. If they were in any other division, they'd probably be. I mean, I guess I could check that, but if they were in any other division, they would probably not be in last right now. They might be the best last place team in the majors right now. Maybe the Rockies are better.
Yeah, they're pretty good. They have I think 32 and 39 is where the Mariners are at.
That's exactly where they're at.
And with Lopez and his control, he's under control through 2024.
Okay. So there's 2 years left.
Yeah, 2.5. Well, two after this year. So yeah, Jorge Lopez.
The Orioles are the best last place team.
Nice. Very intriguing reliever, and might be more familiar if he gets traded to a high-profile team this year. Now we go from the highs to the lows, where we're talking players or subjects that have been underperforming with our Friday June 24, 2022 edition of
Slightly Alarming.
Daniel, who is your slightly alarming?
So we call this segment Slightly Alarming, mostly because the majority of the players we cover are just going through slumps.
Yeah.
Like it happens. But this is more of a deeply concerning for me, as I like to coin the term for more than slightly alarming, because this is someone who has been particularly bad, and for the reasons why, it's just very concerning. Lucas Giolito, over his last 5 starts, has a 9.47 ERA and a 7.15 FIP. Very, very bad. Over that span, he has the worst ERA among the 97 qualified, or not qualified starters, but starters with at least 20 innings pitched. That's actually below the qualifier. He has the 3rd worst FIP and the worst home runs per 9 at 3.16. If it was 2.16, that'd be really concerning, but 3.16 is something is just horrifically wrong right now. And opponents against him are slashing 357, 413, 714 for a 1127 OPS. That is MVP level.
Yeah.
Beyond MVP level, really. I don't think we've seen an 1127 OPS like in a non-2020 season since probably Barry Bonds. So Yelich put up an 1100.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's only a 5-start span, but still, that's deeply, deeply concerning.
Yeah.
Each of his 4 pitches this year have a slugging percentage above 500. And over this span, 65.2% of his batted balls have been hit above 91 miles per hour. 65.2%. That is the 2nd highest rate among the 112 pitchers with at least 50 batted balls over that span. And he is just the 5th pitcher in White Sox history with 25 innings pitched, an 1125 OPS against, and a whip above 1985 in any 5-game span. Lucas Giolito in 2018 when he came up, he had his struggles, but he figured himself out from 2019 to 20, and then 2021, he took a bit of a step back, but this year, it's been more than just a step back.
Yeah, for sure. Lucas Giolito. This one we have the same one.
We do.
I think this one just popped off the charts really, and
Yes.
it's hard. It would be kind of a shame if none of us picked him. So it's you got to pick Lucas Giolito. He had he has a 9.47 ERA in his last 5 starts. I'm trying to see if overall in the year he's also just gotten worse generally. The 5 starts.
Hard to be better when you have that kind of 5 games at this stage of the season.
Yeah, for sure. So overall in the year, his average exit velocity has gone from 87.7 miles per hour to 90.7 miles per hour. His barrel rate has gone from 6.7% to 12.5%, and also his expected slugging is in the 13th percentile. His barrel rate is in the 6th percentile, and also his hard hit rate has gone from 34.2% to 47.2%, which is the 5th highest increase out of 233 qualifiers. So yeah, Lucas Giolito once again. He just pops off the charts as like the worst performer of the.
How similar were the angles we took?
Pretty similar, yeah. But yeah, that'll do it for players to highlight for good and bad reasons. So yeah, that'll do it for this installment of Above Replacement Radio. We were happy to join you from lovely Mashpee, Massachusetts.
That's right.
I know, there's a weird timeline, but I know we definitely recorded the How About That's Slightly Alarmings and preview of the weekend ahead on the sand. Overlooking the lake, so that
was also the first thing we recorded, so we have no idea how the rest of this episode went. I hope it was good.
Yeah, if maybe this might be the whole episode, who knows. So
we might not have done an intro.
I might have recorded the intro on my phone. But yeah, that should do it for this episode. We hope you enjoyed this one. If you want to follow us on social media, follow me on Twitter, @Chris_Giolito. Follow Daniel on both Twitter and Instagram, @Daniel_Curran. And follow the show on Instagram, @Above Replacement Radio for all the show needs. We hope you enjoyed this one, and we hope to see you next time, where we will be talking all the happenings in Major League Baseball once again. See you then.
This conversation is over.